So, my dear students, welcome back to the class of computer graphics and visualization. Okay. So, today's topic that we are going to cover is OpenGL polygon fill area functions. So, as the name itself indicates, today we will be discussing the variety of OpenGL primitives, that is symbolic constants, which are available to draw the polygon. And the very important thing why we are using this fill area means, normally whenever we will draw any polygon while creating any object as a part of computer graphics image is concerned, okay, we always used to get the polygon interior area will be always filled with some color. So, that is the reason that normally the title will be always called a polygon fill area function. That is the important aspect. Okay. And as all of us know that the role of the polygon is very important while drawing or while creating any object, because whenever in our computer graphics is concerned, while creating any images, if you take okay, so every object is processed with respect to a polygon by polygon. So, most of the objects whenever we want to creating, we will be using or we will be use this polygon for creating the objects over here. Okay. And the another important thing is, if you consider any polygon there, a polygon is made up of a number of vertices. Okay. And as all of us we have already learnt the very basic primitive function which is available in OpenGL is this GL vertex function. So, using this GL vertex function, what happens, normally we are going to draw a point that is nothing but a single polygon vertex that can be drawn by using the GL vertex function. And you know that GL vertex will comes with two parameters, coordinate values x comma y, that is the first point. Okay. And the second point is, a complete polygon is always described with a list of vertices placed between two important functions, that is GL begin and GL end. So, as all of us we have already learned that whenever you want to create any object, okay, which is to be get displayed. So, your in OpenGL it is always suggested that we have to use a function called GL begin and GL end. Under this pair of these two functions, okay, normally we are going to draw the code of to draw this polygon. Okay, that is the second point. And third point is, by default a polygon interior is always displayed with a solid color. Just now I have already told that that is the polygon fill area, means whenever you directly you draw any polygon using any symbolic constants which are readily available in OpenGL. Okay. For example, say either it may be a rectangle or square or triangle, if you want to draw, then automatically whatever the color that you have set by using that GL color function, okay, that color will be always already filled within that polygon. Okay. For example, say if I am going to set red color first, then if I am going to draw one triangle using this OpenGL symbolic constant, then automatically my triangle will come with that filled color with this red color within that, okay, or whatever it may be, let it be a blue color. So, like this, that is why it is a solid color it will come up with. And the next point is, in OpenGL a fill area must be always specified as a convex polygon. That is very important, that everyone should know this particular point over here. Okay. Whenever OpenGL is going to process any of the polygons, that polygon should be always specified as a convex polygon. See, we have already told that there are two types of polygons that we can categorize, which are those concave polygon and convex polygon. Here what it says that in OpenGL always, okay, to create polygon and to fill that area of that polygon, always the polygon should be the convex. That is another point that you need to remember. And the very last point is, each polygon that we specify has always two faces. Every polygon if you take, the first one is back face and another one is front face. Okay. So, anyway, while displaying any object with any of these polygon, we cannot display both faces at a time. Okay. Whatever the face with respect to the viewer direction is concerned, okay, that I have to decide whether the front face of the polygon is to be get displayed or the back face of the polygon is to be get displayed. Okay. Now, in the next slide we will clarify all these points one by one. Okay. So, in this particular slide you can observe here. Okay. So, just now I told that always whenever we will be using the polygon symbolic constants available in OpenGL. Okay. If we use that, for example, say here we are using, you can observe one small sample code here. So, here as per the suggestions earlier, anyway we are going to write the code between a pair of functions GL begin and GL end, that all of you know that. Okay. Now, which polygon that I am going to write over here? Triangle. So, what is the symbolic primitive which is available to draw the triangle here? GL underscore triangles. So, this is the primitive, that is a symbolic constant which is readily available in OpenGL, that you can make use of this. Then I am going to set which color, let it be a black color, 0 0 0 RGB. Okay. Then a triangle will comes with how many vertices? 3 vertices. For simplicity, I have taken point P3, P4, P5, let it be. So, if I execute this one by calling this particular GL underscore triangle, so my output will be this one. See, this is P3, P4 and P5. All these things will be get joined, and also I am going to get a filled color with black color. Okay. So, this is what the filled polygon that we are going to get it. At the same time, another important thing, I can draw the same triangle as a polygon by using another primitive which is available, that is line. Okay. So, that all of you might have already learned, GL underscore lines. When I will join 3 different independent line, at that time also I can get a triangle, but if we draw that triangle using this GL underscore lines, then we will never get a filled. Okay. So, for example, say here which color I am going to set here? RGB, that is a blue color. Okay. Then to draw any line, we need at least 2 vertices to draw one line. See, for example, say here P3, P4. So, let it be P3 and this is P4. Okay. Then P4 to P5, I will draw another line of my triangle. Okay. So, this is P4 to P5. Then P5 to P3. So, see here I am going to draw another line. So, when I will join, so totally how many GL vertex functions I need here? As I am going to use GL underscore lines, I will need totally 6 GL vertex. Why? Because I am drawing this polygon using the line primitive, and to draw one line I need how many vertices? 2 vertices. So, finally, I need 6. But when I will draw the triangle using such kind of GL underscore lines, at that time only my border line color will be what? Blue color, that I have set over here, but interior will not be get filled. So, that is the difference between drawing or displaying the polygons using the symbolic constants available in OpenGL, or by using this GL underscore line primitive. That you need to understand here, that is nothing but what? Filled or unfilled. So, if you want to get the filled polygon, then directly you have to use the symbolic constants available in OpenGL. If you want to draw the same polygon using GL underscore lines, then only that border line will come with that color, but it will not be of the filled color. It's not there is no solid fill will be available. Okay. So, this point all of you have to learn and keep it in your mind whenever you are going to write an OpenGL program. Okay. And next point that I want to cover over here is very important. Okay. I told that there are 2 types of polygons, convex and concave. And another important point that we mentioned in the first slide, what is that? Always our OpenGL will always prefer to handle the convex polygon, not the concave polygon, convex polygon. Is it clear? If we want to draw any polygon with a filled color, it should be of the convex only. Now, there are 2 examples I have taken. So, this is the example of convex, and this is the example of what? Concave. Okay. Next, how to find out whether this is a convex or concave? Okay. So, for example, say in this example you can consider, you take any 2 points inside this polygon, and if you join that line, here I have taken P1 and P2 inside the polygon, and I have joined that using a line, then the whole line is going to lie inside this polygon only, then it is what? Convex. Okay. If I take in the example of concave, if I take one point over here and another point over here, and when I will join these 2 points, see there some portion of my line that joining these 2 points is lying outside the polygon. So, automatically I will conclude that this polygon is of the type of what? Concave polygon. So, this is one simple testing with which you can identify whether the given polygon is convex polygon or what? Concave polygon. That is and another thing that I have already told, I think, if you draw a circle over here, okay, it is going to touch all these vertices of that convex polygon. At the same time, if you draw the circle over here, see there, one particular vertex, this one is going to miss over here, it is not going to touch that circumference of that circle. Then automatically we can conclude that this is also what? A concave polygon. Okay. And once again I will repeat, always see there, in the polygon processing, OpenGL always prefers the polygon should be of the type of what? Convex. Even if it is not a convex, if it is a concave, okay, it will be converted to convex. See, this is nothing but it will be get divided into number of, see, just like this, more number of convex. So, here one convex polygon, here one convex polygon, here one convex, here like this, concave will be converted to what? Convex, and it will be processed this polygon, this polygon, this one, like this. The OpenGL is going to handle in case of what? The computer graphics is concerned. Okay. Next one is how we will be identifying whether the face of the polygon is front face or back face. Is it clear? Okay. Just have a look at over here. So, for example, say very important concept that you need to learn here. For example, say if I take so here one portion of this as a polygon. What is this? 0, 3, 2, 1. See here 0, 3, 2, 1. So, this is a polygon. So, here I can call it as a, let it be a square. You can call it square is also a polygon. So, how many vertices are there for this one? There are 4 vertices. Which are those? 0, 3, 2, then what? 1. See here how I am writing this 0, 3, 2, 1. In which order I am writing? Anti-clockwise. I am defining these vertices 0, 3, 2, 1. Okay, anti-clockwise. If I define this anti-clockwise, then that will be considered as a front face and it will be made visible. Okay. At the same time, for example, say for the same one, if you want to back, how to define? If you want to define the back face there, once again see here for the same portion, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, this is what? Clockwise. Then it will be considered as a back face and which will not be visible. So, this is the concept that we are going to use, and the same concept has been used in just try to recall in our OpenGL program, where you are going to model the color cube here. Actually, this is a cube, and this cube is made up of how many faces? Totally 6 faces, where every face you can call it as what? One polygon. Okay. And the same polygon that we are calling with a quadrilateral, which comes with 4 vertices, and this concept has been used in our program number 3 and program number 4 that you can observe in your lab programs. Please all of you go through that code also, which will help you to understand. Okay. So, now we will move on to the one ready-made function which is available in OpenGL. Okay. So, this is the function is the GL rectangle, that is GL rect, which comes with 4 parameters. So, what are those parameters? So, this is x1, y1, x2, y2, these are the 4 parameters. Say for example, say normally it will be with these 2 points. Okay. So, I am going to call 200 comma 100, 50 comma 250, okay, 200 comma 100 and 50 comma 250. So, these are the and if I define these 2 points, automatically I can calculate these two, that will be done by automatically by this ready-made function itself. Okay. So, this is an ready-made function GL rect, and here I stands for integer. Okay. Either it may be, you can define it as an integer or short or float or double, whatever it may be, that you can define it. I think all of you might have learnt while using this type of structure in most of the OpenGL functions. And another important thing is, if you don't want to directly pass these values, okay, just here, if you don't want to pass the absolute values in the function is concerned over here, just I will show that, then you can use even passing through array also. See here, actually I am using absolute values. If I don't want to use the directly pass these values, coordinate values, first what I will do, I will initialize these values in vertex 1 array, empty array, then vertex 2 50 comma 250. Then what I will do, I will use this function glrect. I stand for anyway integer and v stands for a vector pointer to an array, and here I am going to call in place of calling 200 comma 100, I will call vertex 1. Why? Because vertex 1 is what? 200 comma 100, and vertex 2 array contains what? Another coordinate value 50 comma 250. So, this is another facility which is available, that with which you can make use of directly draw the rectangle over here. So, this is one ready-made function, but apart from that there are many symbolic constants which are available, using which we can use either triangle or rectangle or square or pentagon, hexagon, or any type of polygons that we wish that we can draw. That we will discuss one by one. Okay. Now, we will move with very simple one, that is GL underscore polygon. Okay. See here. So, this is the first symbolic constant which is available to draw the polygon over here. Just do remember all these symbolic constants, very much useful in writing almost all OpenGL programs are concerned. Okay. And you should also know that how these particular primitives are going to work with the GL vertex functions over here, that is very important. So, anyway we have already told that you have to write this code in a pair of GL begin and GL end. So, the symbolic constant is GL underscore polygon, and now here for example say I am going to define how many vertices for this polygon, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, totally 6 vertices, and imagine that based on the values of this, for example say it may be the output that you are going to get P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. It is a hexagon and this is the filled one. Okay. Assume that some color that you are filling with. So, this is what an example of GL underscore polygon. Okay. Directly it will connect all the number of vertices that you are going to call here, 6 vertex that you are defining, all these 6 vertex will be get combined over here and it will create what? One polygon, that is of filled polygon. Okay. So, once again I will repeat, what is the symbolic constant? GL underscore polygon. Now, we will move to the next one. So, there is another one available, that is to draw the triangle directly. Anyway, triangle is also a polygon that we can consider. GL underscore triangles. This is triangles, LES, just do remember. Once again between GL begin and GL end, and to draw the triangle we need how many vertices? 3 vertices are sufficient. So, anyway here I am going to use 6 vertices, so that how many triangles we will get? 2 triangles we will get, independent triangles. You can observe P1, P2, P6, P1, P2, P6. So, P1, P2, P6 it will join. Then another triangle P3, P4, P5, P3, P4, P5. I can get 2 independent triangles even though my vertex have been defined sequentially. Because GL triangle will always consider how many vertex? A pair of 3 vertices it will consider. It will make a group of 3, 3. Then it will create what? The triangles. So, please do not get confused here. Okay. So, this is GL underscore triangles. Next one, GL underscore triangle underscore strip. It will make a triangle strip, means continuous triangle will be go on generating by using this function is symbolic constant is concerned. So, just look at here how it will work. So, first during GL underscore triangle underscore strip, to draw any triangle we know that how many vertices we need? 3 vertices. So, first I have to define 3 vertices. So, P1, P2, P6, first I need these 3. From there onwards it is very important. For every vertex that I am going to define, for example, say P3, see P3. So, for P3, P2 to P3 and P6 to P3, that will be automatically get joined. So, another triangle I will get. Next vertex P5. So, from here directly see here. So, P5, P3 to P5, P6 to P, automatically it will be get joined. I will get another triangle. Then P4. So, P4 it will automatically get joined. P3 to P4 and P5 to P4 automatically. So, like this, okay. First it will take the 3 vertices to draw the first triangle, then there onwards for every single vertex that you are going to define, it will go on creating the triangles, that is called a strip. Okay. So, this is called JL underscore triangle underscore strip. Okay. Just try to remember how this will work, that is very important. And in generally for a list of n vertices, for example, say here how many vertices we have taken? 6. So, here n is equal to 6, is it clear? So, we have taken n is equal to what? 6, and then 6 vertices are there here, okay. And how many triangles normally we will get? 6 minus 2, n minus 2, 4. So, if I am going to define 6 vertices here, I am going to get 1, 2, 3, then what? 4 vertices, that we are going to get it. That is the first thing. And second thing is, while using the symbolic constant, we should make sure that always my n is greater than or equal to 3. Why? Because to draw any triangle, single triangle, I need minimum 3 vertices, that we have to remember. Okay. Now, we will move on to the next symbolic constant, another one, GL underscore triangle underscore fan. See here, it will also create a triangle, but it will make a fan. Okay. It will go on creating the successive triangles, that is called a fan here. Okay. So, let us see how it will work. Okay. So, here once again to draw the first triangle I need 3 vertices. What are those? P1, P2, P3. First triangle I will get it from these 3. Okay. From these 3. From there onwards, for every vertex that I have defined, P4, see here, P4. So, automatically P3 to P4 and P1 to P4 will be get joined. So, I will get the another triangle. Then I will define P5. So, automatically see here, P1 to P5, P4 to P5, I will get another triangle. Then P6, okay. So, P6 will be get joined with P1 to P6, P5 to P6, I will get another triangle. So, like this, just see the very important nature of this triangle JL underscore triangle underscore fan here is, I can go on creating the triangles like this. So, when I will go on creating the triangles like this, you can create what? Just like a wheel, cycle wheel, that you can create it with by making this particular portion small enough. So, just it will looks like what? A circular path with what? Sticks, that you can create it. Okay. So, in most of the time in our while creating such kind of objects, normally we are going to use this symbolic constant. What is that? JL underscore triangle underscore fan. And generally you can see here for n number of vertices. So, here 6 I am using. So, n minus 2 triangles will be. So, automatically 6 means 6 minus 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, here you can observe here 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles that we are going to get it for 6 vertices, 6 minus 2. So, 4 we will get it. Okay. So, now we will move on to the next one after polygon, how to display the quadrilateral. Okay. So, generally you know that once again the quadrilateral is having once again a list of multiple vertices. So, here for example, say here we have taken 8 vertex positions that we are defined over here, and to draw the quadrilateral, once again the symbolic constant which is available over in OpenGL is JL underscore quads. Just do remember JL underscore quads, this is S, quad, not only simply quad, it is quads, that you have to remember. And how many JL vertex I am defining here? Totally 8. Okay. And every time JL underscore quads, that is the quadrilateral, we require minimum 4 vertices. So, here what it happens here. So, first it will join P1 to P4 here, this one first quadrilateral I will get, then P5 to P8 another quadrilateral we will get. So, By defining 8 vertices, how many quadrilaterals we are going to get it? First quadrilateral, then second quadrilateral. Okay. So, 2 we will get it. Okay. So, if you want to draw the third one, you have to define another 4 GL vertex here. Like this it will work. So, this is simple quadrilateral symbolic constant to draw, which is available in OpenGL. Next one, for this also GL underscore quad underscore strip, this is another symbolic constant which is available, and also it is also very useful symbolic constant which is available just to draw the, especially whenever you want to draw the spare, because anyway we know that in OpenGL circle function is not available. Okay, whenever you want to draw any circular object, okay, then we do not have any options. So, that is why at that time in most of the graphics applications are concerned, if you come across any OpenGL code that you can observe, the very popular symbolic constant that will be used is GL underscore quad underscore strip. So, what it does, just have a look at here how it will work. Anyway, in the previous one we have learned that quadrilateral, it will consider how many vertices, basically first 4 vertices. See here, first it will draw P1, P2, P4, P1, P2, P3, P4. It will make a first quadrilateral here. Okay. So, from there onwards, okay, for every pair of 2 vertices, for example, say P5 and P6, see here, P5 and P6, it will join automatically these two, and it will get another quadrilateral. This is first, this is second one, and for another pair of vertices, 2 vertices, P8, P7, see here, P8, P7, automatically it will be get joined and it will get what? Another quadrilateral. Okay. So, like this, if you go on joining, or if you go on writing a pair of 2 vertices over here in GL begin and under GL end, it will go on creating the quadrilateral, and just like if you make it circular path, if you go on making it, automatically you will get what? Just like a cylinder and all those things that you can create by using this primitive is concerned. That is what GL underscore quad underscore strip. And once again here also, if you consider for any n number of vertices given, n is nothing but here we have taken 8 here, we always get n minus 2, n minus 2 means 8 divided by 2, 4, and 4 minus 1, how much we will be getting? 3. So, if n is equal to 8, 8 divided by 2, 4, 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So, 3 quadrilaterals that we are going to get it. Okay. So, this is the common formula that you can observe over here, and also another condition is to draw the first quadrilateral, we always need minimum 4 GL vertex functions in this to draw the quadrilateral. This is the mandatory condition here. Okay. So, this is regarding with what the different types of polygon symbolic constants which are available, and also quadrilateral symbolic constants which are available in OpenGL. By using this variety of symbolic constants under this GL begin and GL end, we can draw variety of polygons and quadrilaterals with which we can create a variety of objects. Because to create any object, do remember in OpenGL or in computer graphics is concerned, every object is made up of the primitives. Okay. Where in that the very important primitive is our polygons and quadrilaterals, that's very important. Okay. So, that is why to draw any object, okay, we need to process with polygons and quadrilaterals and triangles. These are very important the primitives which are a part of drawing any object in our computer graphics is concerned. Thank you.